At the age of 17, I decided to come to the States. I drive maybe 2 years without license. I mean, with license, but expired license.
What kind of work do you do when you're 10 or 9 years old?
I mean, back in the years, I don't think that was illegal. Now it is.
I don't think it was legal back then.
No. How in the world I'm going to teach? I don't speak English. I don't have a green card. I don't have a degree in teaching. How I'm going to do it?
Welcome to another episode of the Alchemist Lounge. And today we are in a brand new studio and we're speaking with a brand new guest. Now, to give a little background to those who are listening, we're in a time right now where immigration, the enforcement of such, people that are potentially feeling scared, worried in the country are really on the headlines in the news, and you hear about it a lot. But when you really want to bring this down to a human level, today we have Chef Felix Cortez. This episode is brought to you by Agency Y. If your business needs cold calling or marketing or any sort of extra leads, which we know all businesses do, get in touch right away with Agency Y. Go to Agency Y, that's with 2 Ys.org. Type in Alchemist Lounge or type in cold calling Alex to get 10% off today. Again, that's Agency Y with an extra Y.org/cold calling and enter that to get 10% off today. And now let's dive into the episode. Now, Chef, if you think about the pillar of a community, what do you think about when you think about a pillar? Well, it's something that can stand things up. It's something that keeps things grounded, keeps things together. And I can tell you from my experience, Felix is absolutely one of those people. He's the pillar of a community. But I'm going to let him introduce himself. Welcome to the lounge, Felix from Orange County Technical Schools. How are you today?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. I'm so happy to be here with you, Alex.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming in. And I'll tell you what inspired me was when we had a conversation. I've worked with the school for a few years now. And Felix and I sat down one day and we were in between classes and he was telling me a little bit about his story. And I think it's the timing of it is really perfect because we see so much in the news about undocumented workers. We see so much about this new administration in terms of how they view and how things are being framed right now around all that. But I think you have an extremely powerful story and you're a pillar of the community. So let's start with your story. So tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about where you come from.
Well, first of all, my name is Felix Perez Cortez.
Felix Perez Cortez.
Yes. I'm from Mexico. I born in Mexico. I lived my first 17 years of my life in Mexico. Right now, I'm 46. So at the age of 17, I decided to come to the States. My dad was here. He was legal here. He had his green card, but I had to jump the border, and I was illegal for over 10 years.
Wow. What was it like in your hometown?
Well, my hometown was good. I think my childhood was good, but I always missed that part, which was my dad. I didn't have that I don't have that figure in my family. My dad lived with my mom with 4 kids. I was the second. I was only 9 years old when he came to the States. And of course, he came to kind of give us a better future, work hard, send money. But then at the end, he got married here and, so that's another story for another time. But it was tough, to grow up without father, try to provide for my brothers. Even if I was the second, I was the only one who works in the family. My oldest brother was kind of sick. Sometimes if he worked outside, he get a bloody nose, and at the end he finished in the hospital. So my mom tried to prevent that. So I was working, providing. I was working since I was like 8 years old.
Wait, hold on. So 9 years old, your father left.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so you were the second born.
Yes.
So how old was your older brother?
10.
10.
Yeah.
So how many
and
kids were there in the family?
I have a sister. She was like 2 years younger, and my baby brother, he was few months when he left. I'm talking about 1988, 89.
Yeah. So just to set the stage there, so there's a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and the 10-year-old's working.
Yeah.
and dad just left to the US
Yes.
to build some sort of financial future for the family.
Yeah.
And then what kind of work do you do when you're 10
Yeah.
or 9 years old?
I mean, back in the years, I don't think that was illegal. Now it is.
I don't think it was legal back then.
No. Yeah, no. So first, I mean, I remember, going back this weekend. That's funny because this weekend I was talking about the things I did during that time. First job I have was to clean in the tomato plants.
Yeah.
With a hoe, you call it. Yeah, like a little shovel, and you go around and clean it. But there are lines, like a mile, and you have to clean it, take the weeds.
Yeah.
And the funny part was that I was like 8 or 9, and I get the same pay as an adult because I work hard. Like I have to do the same thing they do. That way, I can get good money.
But wait, so you're working with other adults,
yes,
like fully grown.
Yes.
And there's a 9-year. Were there other 9, 10-year-olds working in there?
Yeah, a few of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of normal back in the years, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember summers. Summers was like, you have to be working. You have to provide. You have to do something. And I remember working, and at the end, I give everything to my mom. I never see the money. I didn't know the value of the money because that was more like, I have to provide. I have to provide. So that was one of the jobs I did it. When I was little, also in Mexico, we have the transportation. So they always have someone to help, to get the money when people walking in the like minibus.
Yeah.
So I was doing that.
At the same time that you were doing the tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. So at night or during the weekends.
Yeah.
And my job was to make sure I wash the van, make sure I get the money and give it to the driver because he was the owner of the unit. So that was part of the jobs that I did. What else I did? I paint. I was so little that this guy, he make, like right now we have the computers, but back in the years, they make the letters. So he kind of do the outside and I just do the inside. If he make a sign for whatever. And he paid me, he was like, And I was making money. Most of the time I was like doing stuff.
So how would you find these jobs?
Connections, just talking to people, like my uncle, he wanted me to be a welder.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, come and start cleaning, and that's how I started.
Yeah.
I never liked that. Like the welding thing was not for me. And he was like, is money there? I'm like, I don't like it. So I did it for a little bit, but I was like, the smell, the heat.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. So I did other stuff. In Mexico, we have these people who sell, like, let's say you buy that computer.
Yeah.
And you give it to someone and they give you like a down payment. And then every week you go and collect like a payment.
Mm-hmm.
My job was to sell it. The down payment was mine. And then every week I have to go and collect the money for the owner of, the company. I did that when I was maybe 12.
Really?
But I have to ride my bicycle a lot. Oh my God, that was crazy. 20 miles, From this house, you have to know the logistics. You have to move here, and then you got to go there. And then you got to talk to this lady and be careful with the dogs because the dogs can chase you if you're on the bicycle. And all that kind of fun stuff, It's like, I don't know. I mean, that's all you know.
Yeah.
When you're that age, So for you, it's like, okay, it's money, it's provision, is what you have.
Yeah.
So I finished middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And my situation was not the greatest. I don't think I was top student. In Mexico, grades is from 1 to 10. Mine was 7.5. So it was
not bad.
Not bad, but it was not, I wanted to do like what we can say college here or maybe high school.
Yeah.
I went, but you have to pay and we didn't have the money.
You had to pay for high school?
Yeah. Oh, transportation, food. And then maybe they give you some stuff free, but you have to buy the books and stuff like that. So I did the first, I think it was like the first year or first semester, and then I quit because I cannot do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let's see what else we can do. So my best friend from middle school have a brother here in Haiti City. He's like, okay, your dad is from Florida. My dad was more south. Why we don't go to the States? I'm like, let's try it and see what happens.
So this was middle school?
Middle school.
So how old were you when you started formulating a plan to leave Mexico?
I will say 15, maybe 14.
Yeah.
because that was kind of the plan at the end. So you have
Yeah.
like 3 years to plan, and like, okay, you finish this, but you have to do this. You have to have enough money. You have to hire somebody who knows how to get here.
Yeah.
So, back in the years, you don't think that much.
Yeah.
But it was like, at the end, you do it. But, it was so hard when I came here because, the language.
Well, hold on. Let's not go, because it's fascinating. I mean, it's sort of mind blowing that a 9-year-old would, between 9 and 14, you're working all of these different jobs,
yes,
and at the same time, you're learning skills
yes,
that allowed you to be able to, feel maybe confident about yourself.
Yes.
I mean, at that point, when you're a 9, 10-year-old and you're able to go out and find a job and get paid, what does that feel like?
For me, it was like, my mom always say this: if you don't work, you cannot eat. So, the Bible say that too.
Yeah.
So for me was that, like, I have to work, I have to provide. And it's funny because you say something that I start early. I was involved in culinary skills without knowing that I will do that. Back in the years, one of my jobs was to help someone to make the barbecue, the goat or the lambs under the ground.
How old were you?
I was like 12.
Yeah.
And I remember helping him to hold the goat because he killed him, and then he opened it and he make the hole in the ground. He cooked the food and I helped him.
In the ground?
Yeah, in the ground, and he covered it with the leaves. Like the tequila leaves, century tree. You cover it with that over like 6-7 hours. That was one of my first jobs in the culinary field. And
one of your first jobs was opening up a goat and putting,
and burying it for 6 hours,
and you're marinating it inside the ground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow. I remember when I was in middle school, we have cooking classes.
Yeah.
But the mentality that we have back in the years was, cooking is for girls. So you only see girls in those classes. And then, 20, 30 years later, I'm cooking, But yeah, so that was part of what I did while I was in Mexico. I have memories and I just love to remember that. But sometimes it's hard because, you're from there, but you don't live there anymore. You live here. This is home for me.
Right.
Like when I go over there, I enjoy it, but I want to come back home,
Yeah.
And it's tough because, you feel like, you're born here, but you're not from here anymore. I'm 45 years. This year is going to be like 29 years maybe that I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's been like, And the first years, they're kind of hard. Now I can say it's a little bit easy.
Yeah.
But, took time, to build and to develop the ethic of work. I like to work, but,
But it feels like that. I mean, the ethic of work was, first, it sounds like it was instilled by your mother, but your situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was, and your brother was working. So you said he got sick.
He got sick. He have a bloody nose, and he can be hours like.
So he was
because of the heat.
He couldn't take the heat.
Not that kind of job. And in Mexico, for you to find an AC job, like air conditioning inside,
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's back in the years. I'm talking about 25, 27 years.
Yeah.
So it's not, maybe now.
I don't know.
He survived. He's doing other stuff right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you were the one who was really kind of putting in all of the work. And then when you were 14 and you said, look, my dad's there, were you hearing a lot from your dad at the time?
Yes. Yes.
He was?
He called like every month.
Yeah.
And this is back in the years. We don't have cell phones. We don't have internet. So I remember we pay and we go to like this store.
Yeah.
And they have these boxes where you go inside and you get the call and you can talk for an hour if you pay 1 hour.
And the family would all go
and
there?
The family, and you get out and somebody comes and, all
and
my brothers,
family.
all my brothers talk to my dad, through that system. My mom.
Yeah.
And
he would be sending money.
He sent money. When he came, he sent money. He tried to help us.
Yeah.
Not, I cannot say a lot because feeding 4 kids.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's nothing was enough because, you spend the money, we eat it,
Yeah.
So was tough. Was a situation where, I
Yeah.
wish my dad can be here, but at the same time, if he stay, what will be the difference? He have to leave to Mexico City to
And
work
every day.
Yeah. So
And so the money was more coming from the US. It was significantly more.
Yeah. At least double of whatever he can make over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he helped us. That with the years, I understand that was the way he showed the love for us.
Yeah.
He provide money, even if we miss those years with him. He's still alive. I have a good relationship with him now. Back in the years was kind of, he was not there.
Yeah.
But then you grow up, you get married, you understand so many things that you don't see when you're a kid,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about when you decided you were gonna come in. So you'd saved your money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had your partner in crime.
My friend. He's in, his name is Gregory. He lives in Alberta, Canada.
Yeah. I think you told me about him before.
Mm-hmm. He was my best friend. I didn't see him since then.
So wait. So Gregory was Canadian?
No, Mexican.
He was Mexican.
He came here.
And then he went.
And then he immigrated to.
Got it.
Yep.
So what did the journey across the border look like?
Oof, that was
like
tough.
Was it in the middle of the night? You guys planned it? Yeah. Walk me through that.
From the border, from Mexico City to the border was like maybe 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got there, they told you, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna cross the river, and if you don't know how to swim, just be careful. Get with someone who knows.
So who was telling you all this stuff?
The leaders of the group. The people who knows what.
So there was a group.
Yeah, a group of maybe 12 people.
12 people.
Yeah.
And so you had somehow found this group through the network.
Yeah. Neighbors, friends. Oh, he knows how to do it.
He knows how to do it.
Yeah,
and does everyone meet up in the middle of the night?
Yes. And they take us in the middle of nowhere, and then they leave you there, and then you have to swim the river, and the other side somebody's gonna be waiting for you. Like you have to jump to the car, and they take you wherever they got to take you, hotel or.
Well, yeah. So how long was the swim?
Not that much, maybe 10 minutes.
That's still a decent swim.
Yeah, and you have to be a good swimmer.
You have to be a good swimmer. How do you know there's not like alligators?
Yeah, they're gators.
There's gators.
Yeah, they're gators. Definitely. So
you're in the middle of the night in a marshy area where you'd have no idea where you are.
And you're exposed to all that.
And you've paid. Have you paid someone already?
No. What happened is you come, and when you come, you work and you pay them. Because you don't have the money.
I see.
How are you gonna pay?
So it's all an IOU type thing.
And like I said, back in years was like more like, okay, if I give you my word, like today, you told me gonna be here.
Yeah.
I don't have to sign nothing. I'm here because I give you my word and I'm gonna do it. Same thing back in the years. Okay, I'm gonna pay you once I get there and work. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
You paid him.
There's a trust there.
Yeah. And I don't. It's things that like I feel like for people nowadays it's you break the law once you come here.
Right.
But when you do it because you want to do things better, when you want to do, I don't know, things different, when you want to provide, and when you right now, all the stuff that is going on in Mexico, the cartels and all that stuff, it's like, it's hard. I mean, and I believe that every case is different, I don't think that everybody that gets here, they're bad people. But, of course, we also have bad people. They come.
Yeah, there's bad people everywhere.
So that kind of stuff. So, but like I said, once we got here in the States, I remember I got here April 20, because it was my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
April 21st, I was working.
and where did you? So you came across.
Yeah, I came.
And they met you.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it was a border state.
Yeah.
Like Texas.
Texas. That was Brownsville, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take you all the way to Houston.
Yeah.
From Houston, you come to Florida, because my dad was here in Florida. So once we got here, I see my dad. My dad went to pick me up, and welcome.
Oh wow.
So it's so different, and so many things that you don't see before.
Yeah.
Like you're not exposed to different things. Like where I'm from, you don't see African Americans.
Right.
You don't see one.
Right.
When I came here and I was in Houston. I see the first 6'2" Black American. I was like, like
It's like
scared.
a whole new world.
Yeah. What is this? Like
Yeah.
when I tried my first burger from Burger King.
It was Burger King?
Yeah. It's not a sponsor, but sorry.
Yeah.
But it was like hard, different.
Yeah.
I remember pickles was one of the things that I didn't like it back in the years.
Yeah.
So I was like, how do you say pickles in English? Because I didn't know. We call them pepinillos in Spanish. And like, my friend is like, I don't know, just take it off. So, all those kind of things, the smells, transportation, you move here so quick. In Mexico, if you don't have a car, you have to wait until the bus come in every hour, every 2 hours. Life goes slow there.
But it sounds like it was still very hopeful.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a whole new world, a brave new world.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just unlimited possibility in this new world.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like being like the first few months? You didn't have a license. Well, you were only 15, right?
Yes.
14, 15.
No, I was 17.
Oh, you were 17.
Yeah, 17.
So you didn't really have any sort of anything to tell anyone who you were.
Yep.
So what did that feel like coming into a place that you have your dad? So that
was a good thing.
Yeah.
Because at least I have a place where to get when. I remember I came. My dad was living with a Cuban family.
Mm-hmm.
And Cubans speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what language they speak? Like I didn't understand. Like it took me like 3 months to understand that. So that was, many things there. Like I said, the language, even Spanish from other countries. I was never exposed to other people from other countries. Like Puerto Ricans, they have their own way to speak. Cubans. So it was like foods. Oh my God. We don't eat rice, at least from where I come. We eat rice when somebody get married. And that's it. Here's rice for everything. I remember the first time I eat white rice, for me was like, what is this, The only white rice I ever tried was like rice pudding with sweetness on it.
Mm.
But, it's like a shock in the culture, foods, Something that I really like was that I worked the first week, and the first thing I went in was to go and buy shoes and jeans. I was like, I love it because I went and I remember $150 tennis shoes.
You bought a pair of $150 tennis shoes.
Yeah, so that was like, I cannot do that in Mexico. When I make the math, I'm like, how much is it? Wow! And
what kind of tennis shoes was it? It must have been Jordans
Nikes,
or something.
Yeah. But that was the first thing comes to your mind when you never have something like that. I'm gonna get it, I came here and my dad was like, "Oh, that's gonna be your car." Yeah. He already had me a car. Was kind of broke, but it still, was a car for me.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, So he kind of helped me. He did whatever he can to help me, but he never went to school. My dad, he hardly reads. So I don't blame him, He tried to do the citizenship to help me to get my green card, and he failed twice because he don't speak English. So he gave up, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm stuck here, what I'm going to do. Yeah. But sometimes you don't see the whole picture, it's always stuff for you to see in the future.
That's right. Well, when did you first work in a kitchen?
Oh,
when you... Yeah, because that must have been.
That was, well, So I came in 97 to small town in South Florida, Moorhaven. It's around Lake Okeechobee. Yeah. I was so skinny, maybe, I don't know, 150 pounds. My first job was to pick peppers in the fields, pack peppers in like a
so kind of like what you were doing tomatoes.
Yeah, but peppers.
And now you're doing peppers.
Yeah. I did pick oranges.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's one of the worst jobs that you can ever.
Oranges. Why oranges?
Because they're heavy. You have to have a bag here. You have to put the oranges in the bag. You have a ladder. Yeah. Heavy. You have to move it. I did it for like 2 weeks. I was like, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. So I did it. I quit. After that, one of my other jobs was to drive tractors for the sugarcane. So I worked for this huge company. They owns Florida, Likes Brothers.
Yeah.
So I worked for them for like 3 years. 2 years. And then I met my wife.
When you were driving?
Yeah, she came to, she visited the church where I used to go. And I'm like, I like this girl. So that's when I decided to move to Miami because she lived in Miami. I was in 2000. So I moved to Miami. I quit everything. I quit my job.
Were you working in any kitchens at that point? No. Okay,
I was working for this company. This company built me a house because they want me to make a career with them because they need me.
Yeah.
I kind of start speaking English and help them. So they built 2 houses and they said, Felix, one is yours. If you're going to get married, bring your wife and you make a career with us and you be in charge of the irrigation system and stuff. And I was like, okay. So one day I talked to the manager and like, I want to talk to you. He's like, you want to get married? I'm like, no, I'm leaving. I'm like, you leaving? You have a house here. You have everything you need. We give you opportunities and now you're going to leave. I'm like, yes, I meet this girl and she lives in Miami.
Yeah. And
I have to go and explore what else we have to do. I don't want to die here, like in the middle of nowhere, literally, because in the middle of the fields making like $6 an hour.
Yeah.
I was like, no. So that was in 2000. So in 2000, I moved to Miami. I didn't have a job because of the language or my green card. I didn't have papers.
Did you have anything at all?
No, my license.
But you had a license.
Back in the years, you can have your license without all this crazy stuff that we have now. So I have my license. My first job was in Miami Spring Country Club. I went and I'm like, I need a job. I didn't have a job I didn't find a job for 2 months. Yeah. And I was desperate,
And that's nothing. I mean, you spent from 9 years old, you had a job every day.
Yeah. And I was like, I need a job. I need to provide, I need, to live, to have money to find me in a place. I was living with her and her aunt and the family, of her, my wife's aunt's family. But I was like, I have to find a job. So I went to Miami Springs. The chef was Mexican. And he's like, yeah, we have a dishwasher. You want it? I said, yeah, I take it. Dishwasher. Oh, okay. So for me, was perfect. Was a lot of work, because we have a lot of events. I wash dishes all day. I was like wet, so wet. But we have food, we have roofing. I was like, anything happen, I have to be the best dishwasher they have.
Yeah.
So I did it. And then I apparently I did good because they told me, hey, you want to learn how to cook? We teach. So my first job in the kitchen was dishwasher. Then I went to line cook and I was in charge of breakfast.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can do it. I learned that. Was maybe 6 months later when my wife told me, hey, you can go to a technical school. I'm like, I don't have my green card. How am I going to do that? But you have a license and you have Social Security.
Yeah.
So that's how I did it. I went to the culinary school. I finished my culinary school in 2003.
Really?
So from there, I went to assistant chef. I went to different places to work. I opened a restaurant at one point.
In Miami?
More like north of Miami.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did that. I worked for Don Shula's in Miami. I worked for Marriott, the Eden Roc in Miami Beach.
Yeah, huge. And so during that time was like you didn't have your documents together. Did you ever have any fear about getting exposed or what would happen when you pick up these new jobs?
Was not that hard. I think you're in that age where whatever happened is gonna happen, And the other thing for me was like, I think as humans we want to see the whole picture.
Yeah.
And everything. Oh, we want to see what's behind here. But you cannot see the whole picture. So you got to do one day at a time, at a time. I have the fear of, hey, if I do something, they're going to get me, put me in jail. Next day, I'm in Mexico. So I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I have a license from 1998 to 2004. I drive maybe 2 years without license. I mean, with license, but expired license.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to survive. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
So you're putting your freedom out there every time you get behind the wheel of a car.
Mhm.
So I'm sure there's times when you'll see a police officer behind you
Yeah.
or in front of you,
Yep.
and what would your whole
Yes. Yeah. And
everything
you get
flash
nervous.
before your eyes?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And it's like, it's that kind of adrenaline you have.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen? Sometimes they stop you and they just give you a ticket for something, but they don't ask you about your documents.
Yeah.
And, like I said, stuff. Most of the time you think the worst. That's the mentality you have, oh, it's going to happen. I'm going to end here.
Yeah.
I did it I stayed in Miami from 2000 to 2006. Then I moved back to the small town, but I learned a lot, about cooking. I have my serve safe back in the years.
Yeah.
And I try to learn as much as I can. In 2014, we moved to Orlando from South. That's how I started here. I worked for OCPS. I did food service for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I have the opportunity to teach. That's what I've been doing for the last 8 years.
Wow. What at what point? Because like where you are today is you're mentoring students, right? You serve as someone that gives opportunity to people who frankly didn't, or maybe they did, but a lot of the students you probably get through there might be feeling a struggle for themselves. So at what point did you go from having this fear and all that to literally working for Orange County and, you know what I mean, being a representative that works with all of the most governmental entities you could possibly work with? So how did that transition happen?
It's like a mix of emotions when you think how you can mentor someone that is in the same situation that you, like, okay, how I can help, what I did, how I handle this situation with the kids. So I think the way I see things now is, like how I can help. It's things that I can do, I'm going to do it. My wife is an immigration lawyer. So it's like how I can give them advice to these kids, because some of them, they don't know what they get into it.
Yeah.
This is not going to help you. Do this is going to help you. First thing, when you try to fix your green card and stuff like that, you doing taxes? No.
Yeah.
So
what do you do?
Yeah. So you have to do things the right way. And that's the other thing that people don't get it. You have to do things the right way. Sooner or later, you're going to get paid for that.
That's right.
And if you do it right, you feel free. You feel like the sad part is that I have to do something legal to get here to be a better person.
Yeah.
And that's, is that a crime? Maybe it's a crime, but I survive. I can say I make it. I'm living the American dream. I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, because a lot of the what you hear about the argument is that people will come in to the country and claim asylum when they're looking for more opportunities. And my argument is that coming from Mexico, for example. So I was in Mexico last year, and I have some friends that live in Mexico.
Okay.
And one of my friends, Mariana, she showed me a Facebook page of the kidnappings for that week. And there was probably about 24 people in 1 week that were kidnapped or missing. And these are people that are just from all walks of life, right? I mean, these are students, these are older people, these are dads. And so being in that sort of environment where you may have lack of opportunity because of, sort of the area that you're in, or the just the access that you may have, but also being under a circumstance where you could get kidnapped or be involved in,
that's the thing.
So my argument is, no, it is asylum. When you're living in an environment where your freedom or your life is at stake, then what do you do? So coming between, like, from 2000, from the 90s, when you had your journey, 80s, 90s, to today, you've seen different political, like, stances. You've been through different presidents.
Yes.
You've seen all sorts of different environments where there's been people there've been government politicians who've encouraged a pathway to citizenship, giving people that, and then there's been more of not that, right? So, like, how do you feel today in terms of the climate? Like, tell me about what you've seen, the climate between then and now.
I think things change.
Yeah,
but immigration has always been an issue for this country.
Yeah,
and when I say immigration, we have illegal immigration and we have
legal
immigration.
Yeah,
but all these issues that we have with government, all these deportations, we always have that.
Yeah,
I have cousins that they got deported in 1993 from here.
Yeah,
somebody did something stupid and they cut all these immigrants in the different mobile homes. And so it's nothing new. But now, the president that we have, he enforced what he have to do. And it's tough because it's like, I know you have a property, you have a house. If you have people around your house, they want to come and take stuff from your house, you got to protect the house.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't say, like I told you before, I don't think everybody that is here, they're bad people. No. They hard workers, and they come and they give everything. Sometimes they do everything to have a house, to have a family, to have even people who have companies, But it's not something that, like, okay, I get up this morning and I want to go and get my green card or my citizenship. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a bracket. You have to fit there. I was 13 years illegal. 13 years.
Yeah.
With no documents. And it took me time. I went from here to here and knocking doors, paying to the lawyers. It's nothing we can do. You have to wait. This is what you can do. You can do it illegally and,
that's right.
Get married and illegally and fix your status. But that doesn't guarantee you can stay here, because if they find out that you're doing it for the wrong reason, guess what?
Yeah.
And that's, that's the sad situation that we have right now. Yeah. And the other thing is people still coming.
Yeah.
People still coming. The human traffic is so bad.
Right. Yeah. And
bad.
Yeah, it's I love where you're going with this, because it is it's a crime, and that's just what it is. And there's an effort. There's a level. There's steps you have to take, like you said. There's an effort in everything you did. There was an effort when you had to take care of your family, and your brother wasn't cut out for the heat, and so you had to work the double shifts, right? That took something, and it took something for you to get into the country. Yeah. So it also takes something for you to go through whatever process that it takes, and the path is not clear from what I hear. Like no one told you, hey, this is how you go from being a 9-year-old working with tomatoes to becoming a teacher and a mentor and a community leader in Orlando. There isn't a rule book like step 1 through step 10, right? But your faith,
whatever,
in yourself, in God, in your community,
and that was something.
That
was something that moves me a lot. Whatever. Through faith, what the Lord is telling you. And this is something personal that I want to share with you. 2006, I remember this prophet came to my church, Prophet Jim Kellett. He's still a friend of the family. He came, and he's like, he always see me cooking in the church for everybody. And he was like, you're doing a good job. And one day he came, and he told me, hey, Felix, I have a word for you from the Lord. And the word is that you're going to be teaching what you have because you have passion for what you do. And I'm like, teaching? Yeah, teaching students. And I'm like, how in the world I'm going to teach? I don't speak English. I don't have a green card. I don't have a degree in teaching. How I'm going to do it? That was in 2006.
Yeah.
In 2016, I got the offer to teach in Orange Technical College. And I called him and I say, maybe you don't remember this, but 10 years ago, you told me this, and the word of God is now present in my life.
In that path.
And I'm teaching, I don't know how long I'm going to be teaching.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you give the Lord your priorities in life, He's going to open those doors. Because most of the time we think, how I can be better, how I can have more money. No, you do one day at a time. For these people that suffer from not having their green card, one day at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. And hopefully something open and doors open and you can get your green card. But if not, it's something that I share with people that came with me at the same time. Try to do at least high school. Try to learn the language. Try to pay your taxes. If the opportunities come, because you have all those things, you're going to be able to take advantage of it. But if you don't have that, the opportunity is going to come. But the opportunity is going to be for those ones who have. And sadly, I have friends that they came with me and they still don't have nothing.
Yeah.
They still working in the same place. They still doing the same thing we did before. No, you have to, like you say, expose yourself to do different things.
Right.
You knock doors. The door doesn't open, well, go to the next door. I like I said, I started with food service and they came to me and, hey, we have positions for teachers. We send you to school.
Yeah.
We just need people with experience. They teach us classroom management and all that stuff. But it was like a process. I remember I started teaching Monday and Thursday. I told my wife, I want to quit. This is not for me.
Yeah.
I was overwhelming. This is a lot. And I'm like, I'm not exposed to this. I didn't went to school to do this. And she's like, hold it. It's more money. Just hold it. At least 1 year. And then we see next year. So I live I live one day at a time when I was in that situation. Like the overwhelming was like,
yeah.
I teach in Colonial High School. Really tough high school. We have, at that time, we have like almost 4,000 kids.
Whoa.
So it was like,
Was that your first
teaching job?
Wow.
I was exposed to 5 classes of 30
You never
students.
had it easy.
No. But and literally, I remember I was like having like fever during the day. I just want to get home and sleep. I was like, I'm exposed to this thing. Something is happening inside of me,
Yeah.
In 8 years, I'm still teaching, But, you break that and you move to the next, and I have to be honest with you, Alex, sometimes it's not about the money. It's about the call that God have for you, the call. He told you to do this, like the same thing you told me now, the mentoring for these kids. I have a lot of kids that they don't have that. Yeah. So they come and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And they ask me, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I try to mentor them, okay, this is the best way to do, for college. They finish high school. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You have a green card? No. So go to a technical college. Find a job doing something that you like to do, because you're not going to be able to go to Johnson & Wales. It's so expensive. And you don't have the money. Johnson & Wales is not for everybody, CIA. They're great schools. But if you don't have the money, you don't have the documentation, no, start here, start Disney, start small.
Right.
I have a student, he came from Venezuela. He was making like $12 in Chick-fil-A. And he's like, what do I do, chef? Well, find something else. He went to Kura Sushi. He was making like $17. Yes. He went to Disney and he got, the first offer he had was $23 an hour.
Wow.
And he's not even 20. And I'm like, yeah, now when you finish my class, go to Valencia. Try to do whatever you can with what you have. One thing at a time. Get your bachelor's degree or whatever. He's making money and, but sometimes these kids, they don't have someone to speak.
Yeah.
The parents, they work so hard that they don't see the parents either, because the parents have to pay rent. They go to school, go to work. So it's like, I'm not there just teaching. I'm like sharing, my experiences and try to help them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard for them.
Well, you say it's a calling, and it's clear that in a very real way, you were called to the work. And I'll tell you, headlines and the conversations, they get very combative about things like immigration, things like illegal immigration, all of that, right? It's a lot of noise at the end of the day, because when you hear each person's story and you hear about what it actually is to find opportunity, it's really the same path we all go on in a lot of ways. I mean, just briefly, I'm a first generation from Iran.
Oh, wow.
So my family came in from Iran.
We're in trouble now.
Yeah. My family came in from Iran when there was someone called the Ayatollah, the first Ayatollah, took over the government. And so everybody had to go. But just like you had your father here who was waiting for you, my family had a cousin here who was waiting for them that was able to get them situated. And it's not very different. And if you listen to the dialogue and the conversations that happen by people who are just seeing this and haven't necessarily lived it or haven't experienced it, it's like night and day. It's reading a story from having, an actual experience of life. And so now that you're in this position, now that you have these students that you're mentoring, what do you see in terms of how you can give back, like for the second half of your journey in your career? Like what do you see as being what you can now give? Do you have that calling, or do you feel like this is something that you want to continue to kind of work into?
I have to be honest, there's things in my mind always. I feel like the call to help this kind of generation, these kids. I don't know how long I'm going to be teaching, and I have to be honest with you. I don't know what's the next move, but I'm always asking the Lord, what's next? It's not that I'm not doing good here. I'm not rich either because schools don't pay that much.
Right.
But it's not the money. It's like what I do. I feel good about what I do, but it's always something after this, Same thing, like you say, you came here, you did this, but when you move to the next level, I've been here 8 years, and I see a lot of people, graduate from schools, and a lot of students from that they go to different colleges. I'm happy when I see someone from Johnson and Wells or CIA and they come, chef, have my degree in pastry, or to be just part of one of the steps that they have to get there. I feel good, but it's more than that, it's the need for this generation, it's, I don't know. Some people told me, hey, maybe you're going to be a pastor. I'm like, I don't see myself being a pastor, but I like to help the community, and that's something that I love about my family, because my wife have the same call.
Yeah.
She have a group of old ladies, widows, and she's always thinking, okay, how we can help them. Yesterday she invited someone to my house to eat. I was cooking, and somebody's coming to eat, And it's just the call to, like you say, to be a leader in the community. But, maybe the leader that they don't see in the news or, no, just to impact these people around you. I think that's the call that we have as, Christians or servants, Because sometimes you think, social media, and you got to be on TV, and you have to, make it to the Grammys or make it to the Oscars. But no, it's just to helping the people next to you. My wife spent half a day Saturday with our neighbor from 12 years ago in South Florida. She's 85 years old. She's 95% blind. And she lived by herself. And she's like, I feel the call to help. She lived in a second floor house. She see only 5%. Sometimes she have to use the app to call someone to see, between red and blue dress, which one is the red, because she cannot see it. And when you see that kind of heart in your partner and your wife, I'm like, I have to do something. It has to be something else, And it's not just the teaching. It's not just the sharing. It's something that we can impact these people around us.
Yeah.
Because, we talk about hate. We see a lot of stuff in the news. But it's not everything is like that, Most of the stuff that you see in the news is negative stuff. No. I mean, if you watch news and if you watch all, you're going to have headaches. You're going to be like, oh, this is not good for me. A lot of people going back to Mexico or other countries because what they hear, but not because of what they live in,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to stay here. I don't know if things are going to change and Donald Trump is going to give an amnesty, but you're not here anymore. Guess what?
You don't get to participate.
So but like I said, it's one day at a time, one day. Because most of the time you worry about 2 years or no, one day. Live the present.
Yeah, I think you've nailed that. One thing that's consistent in your story is that you've done for others from the jobs that you had when you were 9, when you were doing it for your family, to when now what you do today, you're doing it for the students and for the community and for God. And there's something incredibly fulfilling about that that seems to be missing in today's sort of call it zeitgeist. That's a crazy word I don't use very often, but in today's atmosphere, it feels very for self. It's the Instagram generation. Take pictures of yourself and make sure that you have this or you're taken care of. And you miss out on so much when you do that. And being a teacher, I know you say it's not a lot of money, which it's not, but there's just so much more there.
Yes.
Because what profession can you have someone come to you with ultimate curiosity, look at you as their sort of, North Star, and then you can turn around and actually guide them. You can actually provide opportunities for them, So you're in the perfect career right now.
Yes.
I
mean, I love what I do.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see, like generations. I have one student. She find me on Instagram and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get married in August. I want you to be in my wedding."
Wow.
For me, it's like, this has to be something special because who invite a teacher to the wedding? You have to be like, you have to create some kind of impact in their lives to do that. And that's that's the stuff that I do. If they need advice, they come and I try to give my best.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, one day at a time. You cannot worry about too much about 10 years from now. Plan, have plan B, and have, plan A, plan B. If, something goes wrong, well, what I can do. What's the worst thing can happen? They're going to send you back to your country. And guess what? Your country, you speak the language.
You're fine.
You're fine. I mean, it's hard because you want to be here.
Not as much rice.
Yeah, no, exactly. But it's going to happen. And it's, like you say, it's hard because all the environment around that, the crime, all the stuff that, a third world country is living,
Right.
But you got to start over. And I have to share that with you. I have to start over many times in these 30 years from zero to, okay. I moved from Mexico to Moorhaven. 97 to 2000. I moved to Miami. I have to start again. I moved back 2006. I have to start again.
Yeah.
2014, I decided to move to Orlando. I have to start over.
Yeah.
Now if
we're back in that 10-year cycle.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, that's what I told my wife, what's next? And it's not like I'm looking, to be a millionaire. I see a lot of podcasts where people is like, oh, we're selling houses or we're selling, I want to make money. I want to be a celebrity. No, it's not that. How to be a better person, how you can help people. That's the stuff they have to move us to do stuff,
Yeah.
How we can be, like a step for the people to get to the next thing. For your kids, where are you going to live for your kids?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. And your kids there with you, what? Just 12, 15 years, 17. But, those years, they need you. What are you doing for them? Once they leave, they don't want to be with you, Then they bring you grandkids.
Yeah.
But if you don't learn to be a good father, you're not going to be a good grandparent.
That's right.
So I'm like, right now with my 2 kids, I see it like that. They're so different. My daughter is 13 right now. She's in Mexico right now. And she loved to travel. She went to Italy this year. And I'm like, man, from the same mom, from the same dad, but they're so different,
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Felix, your story is incredibly inspiring. And I'll tell you, you have incredible amounts of wealth in terms of the knowledge and in terms of how fulfilled that you are. I can sense you're very fulfilled and very wealthy. Sometimes the richest people there's something missing. There's just this hole there that they're constantly trying to fill with money or more activities or more things to do. At the end of the day, it's not about how many things you're doing, right? But it's just about doing things that are like fulfilling for you.
Yes.
And I can tell that you're being called to do these things. So when you talk about a pillar of the community, you're a pillar of the Orlando, Orange County community. And you have a presence in your class that is felt by the students, by people like me that'll come and work with you. So I want to thank you for doing that. We're the name of the show is the Alchemist Lounge, and there's so much alchemy in your life that has come through from God, yourself, and the community that you're around. Thank you so much for coming into the lounge. This is a very incredibly informative episode. And I think, and for those of you that are listening, don't listen to what's going on the news. Don't listen to all that chatter. Don't listen to any of it. You're talking to a couple of guys that have the real background of being able to experience what it's really about. So I thank you so much.
We'll survive.
We will survive.
Yes.
We'll get by. We'll survive no matter what. And it's day to day.
Yeah. One day
it's
at a
day
time,
to day.
Papa. Yep.